is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 16 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive the new 2024 RDX, $419 a month during our 16th anniversary sale.
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, cuttersedgepro.com does some amazing stuff, and they're the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that. The two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. Gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other and then they bite each other and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. cuttersedgepro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in that corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. See, getting some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 16 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive the new 2024 MDX, $469 a month during our 16th anniversary sale.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Take a journey to our Caribbean paradise at Toyota of Hollywood. Get in the groove with great deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a Corolla, not 24,000, just 17,975. You'll be cruising and chilling with super low 2.99% financing. Feel the rhythms of the Caribbean today at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Good afternoon, boys and girls. Welcome aboard. Yes, adjustments. You got to make adjustments. I got to make adjustments. You know, some people are sending me DMs like, bro, come on, man. I'm so used to you coming on at 10 every day, pretty much. You know, I get the Thursday, but damn, man, this is all. And I'm like, well, it's training camp, dude. You know, for a couple of weeks, my schedule gets a little screwed up. And trust me, Sean doesn't enjoy this as much. He likes getting it done more in the morning. He's got a lot of shit to do as a father also. So this kind of gets in his way too, you know? So it's one of those things. We've kind of built our world where we do it early. So we can do the rest of whatever we do. You know what I'm saying? So this kind of, so it's not only you guys, okay? They get all tripped up. We do it, but we do it for a reason, right? You know, this is the moment where I actually get to see some football and get to see a little something and get a feel for what's going on. And then I can tell you what's going on. And I think that's important, you know? So during the season, you don't see anything. They walk in for 15 minutes to watch them stretching. They don't see anything, nothing. They don't see anything. They don't see what they're watching now at this point. And so during the season, there's nothing to see. Here's where you actually get to see some real football. And I love the practices. Those are the best. Okay.
That would be, those are the things. You know what, Sean? That's the thing that we should have done is we should have seen if we can actually like get sponsored for those practices that are on the road. The ones that are here I can go to, but when they go to other places and they practice with the teams for a couple days before, because the game is not as important, but those practices are actually good. I think next year we'll try to do that so that way we plan and see which ones are the road ones. Yes, sir.
Remember, this year it's only the Bucks. That's it. The other two are here. Both of them are here. Commanders and Falcons are here. Falcons
we can
next week.
Falcons here. So wow. And when is the Bucks one?
I believe that's the third preseason game. I'll have to look up exactly, but I believe that's the third preseason game.
Yeah, because I could actually, you could actually stay here, and I could just go up there and then cover it, and then just do the show somewhere where you run it from down here. We can do that, or if you want to go and track and be all day up there with me, it's up to you. That part's up to you. But when is that again?
Let me get the dates. I'll get back to you. I don't know yet. Hold on.
All right. I don't know what week that is in preseason, but next year we're going to plan for that because those practices are much better to cover than anything else. Those are the best practices of training camp. It's better than the games and everything else. I always encourage fans, if you could go to those scrimmages, those things are the best things for you to go. By the way, again, met a whole bunch of you at camp, which is also a really cool thing. That was a lot of fun today. Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Herbie Lopez, guys from Toyota of Hollywood and from Acura Pembroke Pines were over there. They were hanging out and watching practice. I actually was chatting with them after practice. I had no idea that they were there, and then when I was walking out from the stands, I saw the boys, and I was able to talk to them. Pat and Herbie are enormous Dolphin fans. I would call Larry a casual sports fan. You know what I'm saying? But the other two guys are fanatics, like you and me. That kind of stuff. So if you ever see Herbie Lopez at Toyota of Hollywood, or you see Pat Nasto, they're at Acura Pembroke Pines, you pull them over, and then they can talk Dolphins forever. Yes, sir.
They play them the week of August 23rd. The game is Friday, August 23rd. So that week they would be practicing in Tampa.
And what day they play them on a Friday or a Saturday night?
Play them on a Friday night at 7:30 at Raymond James.
Practices will be
probably Tuesday, Wednesday with Thursday off.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday. So you would have to be there for the Tuesday, Wednesday practices. See, those are the things we're going to get that done next year, because that's important for me to cover those kind of things and be able to see it with my eyes. So I trust my eyes more than I trust most people's eyes, more often than not. By the way, OBJ was on the far side field, and he was sprinting and running up and down the field. That was actually really cool to see. So he was taking all kinds of sprints and and then relaxing a little bit and then running another sprint. So it's good to see OBJ out there doing his thing, because there's like a number 3 on the other side of the field, and I'm looking at my roster and there's no 3 on the roster, and I was brain farting completely at that moment. And I'm like, man, who the fuck is that over there on the other side of the field? And I'm looking at him, focusing, but I can't see the face from that distance. And I wasn't putting one and one together. And I turned to one of the media people and said, who's 3? And he goes, OBJ. And I go, oh, no, that's right. No wonder, because he's on the PUP list, so they don't have him on the training camp roster yet. If you're on the injured list, they don't have you there at that moment. And so it's just kind of, it's funny. I'm brain farting completely. I'm like, who the f is that, bro? That guy's fast, who is that? Are they working somebody out? They don't do that during training camp or with fans and media around. When they work somebody out, it's closed facility, So I'm like killing myself. Go, who the hell is that? And then, But it was good news to see that OBJ was out there. Listen, as a friend of mine was asking me about some of these injuries, I said, don't start worrying about these, except for Phillips and Chubb, of course. They have more serious injuries. But don't worry about these injuries till we start, getting into the preseason and playing these games. And if they're not playing, then you can start to really get concerned. Just like with OBJ, it's probably not a really serious injury, and there's no hurry for him to play in late July. Okay. First, they're trying to figure out how to snap the ball. Let them first how to figure out how to snap the ball. And then once they figure out how to snap the ball, then maybe they can worry about the rest of the play. Passing, running, blocking, but let's get the snap first down. Okay. Because today was everybody, dude. The Irishman, Ireland Brown. I'm just going to call him the Irishman because his name is Ireland Brown. Aaron Brewer, Jake Driscoll, they all had, they were slicing and a dicing. Okay. They were like yours truly out on the course, whacking it, and it's going in directions that you could never guess, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was kind of a mess today, on all of that. But again, let's give it a few more days. We'll wait till next week and we'll see how everything goes. And it should be settled down by that point. That's what I'm going to go with. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, by the way, that was so cool today. As you saw the video, I'm there sitting there, and then here comes Jalen Phillips over to the crowd, and he just starts playing toss and throwing the football with fans. And that was pretty cool. By the way, our boy Travis Wingfield, who sits on the top row, Jalen hit him all the way over there. And to Travis's credit, he one-handed it too. All right. And he threw back a solid pass where some of you were like, weak sauce, bro. Come on, let's go. You got to step up. You got to step up your game here if you're playing with Jalen Phillips. So you go to Dolphin practice, you may play catch with a Dolphin. It's pretty cool. It's pretty damn cool. I thought that was, that's just a cool thing, man. I thought that was one of those. I had to get permission to post that. Like, fans can film that shit and post it, and they get no shit whatsoever. Practice had already, started. So we're not allowed to film anything. And if they catch us filming it, we could get in trouble, right? So, because you can't film any of the football stuff. But I saw that, and just so you'll know what I had to go through. I saw it, and I said, okay, let me film this, right? And then I went over to one of the PR people, and I said, hey, I filmed this. And he goes, you filmed what? And because you're not supposed to. And I said, hey, man, listen, not a football thing. Look, I just filmed, Phillips playing catch with the fans. What do you think? You cool with that? I'll erase it if you want, or can I post it? This is nothing, it's a cool thing. And they were cool about it, and Nolan was awesome about it. And she was like, yeah, no, go ahead. Thanks for asking, of course, because I had to ask. I had to protect my ass. You know what I'm saying? When you're media, you're held to a completely different standard. And they just do shit to you that, it's not our fault. You know what I'm saying? I got to go by the rules. But all that stuff could have been filmed by all of you out there while you're there at practice, and they don't do anything to you guys. But to us, they could take my credential away. And, I've owned my credential for 34 years. For something like that, I'm not going to do anything stupid anyways to lose my credential as it is. But for something like that, but I wanted you guys to see it because I think it's important that fans and media and people see that these guys are good people also and good dudes. And I like that they're interacting with fans. I think that's really, especially those people are there and it's hot as a mofo, dude. Yeah, drink a lot of water while you're out there, folks. Except Aquafina, which is the one they give you there. Ooh. That's a Pepsi product. Since the NFL's Pepsi, they have Aquafina there. You can't pay me to drink Aquafina. Okay? You can't pay me to drink Aquafina. I can't drink water while I'm there. I have to like load up before I get there. So I'll have a bottle in the car and I'll just be loading up because I know I'm not going to drink any water while I'm there. So I got to make sure my body's fully hydrated because they just give out bottles of Aquafina. I've never been a fan of Aquafina. It just doesn't taste like, I don't know. It doesn't taste good. That's all I can tell you. What's the other one? Dasani's another one of those. And you're like, dude, where does this come from? Anyway. By the way, the colored shirts and all that kind of stuff started rolling out yesterday. So we started mailing them out today. So in the next couple of days, you all will start getting all those shirts that we've been waiting for and all that kind of stuff. So we're waiting for the second wave of them. But finally, we are turning the corner here finally and having all that stuff in stock and ready to rock. So looking forward to that. All right. What do we got here before I give you the rest of what's going on in camp? Manny Navarro will join us in about an hour. Steven Gonzalez is number one. Was watching the Yankee game last night. Jazz. Yes. Yeah, he had a couple home runs. Good for him. Good for everybody that can get out of there. Jamie Zorrilla out is in Torreon, Mexico. Gus 1388. Jay Gelfin is in the house. He says, I'm a diehard Yankees fan. Happy for Jazz. Loving the Olympics coverage so far. Excited for the Dolphins camp updates. By the way, this Olympics ruined it for every other Olympics in the history of time. How do you beat Paris? How do you beat that backdrop? The volleyball court is like legendary. Just legendary. But it's just, you cannot beat Paris. It just sends it to a level, and the imagery, everything goes just beautiful, man. Wow. Really, they should hold it in Paris every 4 years. Paris should be permanently the home of the Olympics. I know that would piss off every other country in the world for me to say something like that, but as a viewer, Paris is stunning, bro. That opening ceremony, you can't do that anywhere because you're not going to have the Seine, you're not going to have that architecture, you're not going to have that history, you're not going to have those monuments. You just, and then, everything else with the performers to go along with everything else, forget it. It's over. It's over, man. Nothing is going to top these Olympics. That I will tell you. That comes to mind as you send in a text there, Jay Gelfin. J-Town is in the house. Smash the like. See you back here a little later. Ostradamus, camp updates. Thank you, sir. NorCal is in. Jeff in Long Island. Emilio Dimelo checking in from H-Town, wishing you continued success and continued health. Football is back, and the Dolphins are poised again to wreck everyone's plans in search of the Lombardi. You know it. We'll get that Lombardi this year. Oscar Rojas is in Melbourne. Miles Deep is out in Vegas. Greetings to you, my brother. Stetson O. I know Venezuela, it's disgusting, bro. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. When you don't do the will of the people, it's disgusting. The people voted, and they wanted the other guy. I'm forgetting his name now, that he's in place of the woman. I know the whole story. I'm just the names right now are running, but this is communism at its finest.
You know, it's just kind of the way it is. You know, that's why we have voting. So people look what's gone on with abortion. You know, we voted for that to have Roe v. Wade, right? Did you vote for to have abortion restricted? No, you didn't. No, they communist-like stuck in some judges. They overturned it because every state that has put it up for vote, red or blue, votes 60, 65, 70% to have abortion legal. Every state, red or blue. But against the will of the people, against the will of the people, the will of the few is what they're doing. Right there. It's the same shit. It's just a smaller level, but it's affecting women. Same thing in Venezuela. The people spoke. They want the other guy. People have voted. They want an abortion legal. You know what I mean? You can't do things against the will of the people. You can't go overturning laws and all that kind of stuff when it was voted by the people. That's kind of the way democracy goes. You know, communism is done the other way, when you do it against the will of the people. And that's what's going on in Venezuela, and that's what's gone on in abortion in this country. Against the will of the people. Because if it's voted on, the people want it legal. That's the American way. That's democracy. Democracy is not people in the government manipulating laws and turning it against their people, like we've done with abortion here, like what's going on with Venezuela. Okay? Different levels, but it's the same shit. It's the same shit. Same shit, dude. Same shit. Didn't think I would go there, huh? When you asked me about Venezuela. Anyway, we go deep on this show. Deeper than your feelings sometimes are willing to go. Anyway, just noticed Coinbase wallet got drained of all my FET. Be careful out there. Robert T., I would ask you, where's your cold storage wallet? Where's your Tangem? Where's your Trezor? I'm sorry. That's what I would ask you. Why are you keeping anything on Coinbase? Why are you keeping anything on crypto? Why are you keeping anything on Kraken? Why are you keeping anything on Cash App? Why are you keeping anything on Swan? That's what I would ask you, my brother. Why haven't you transferred it over? That's what I would ask you, my brother. Let's see. And good morning. Ray Sosa, Cosa Nostra, True Fin Fan, Joe 305, Think Blue Dodgers. He's waking and baking in LA. Did you hear what Ramsey said when asked about the defense allows me to showcase my skills? Yes, I did. And True Fin Fan, I have said that I took it to the next level. I said, it's not only Ramsey. It's Javon Holland. There's a couple of guys on this defense. Kohu's a guy that I'm going to use him. Today he made 2 plays. We'll get to it. He looked good. And I've been telling you Kohu will play better in this offense because you're not going to put him to think so much on the zone side. He's going to play more man-on-man. He's going to be more of an attacking player, and he's going to be a blitzing player too and helping you on the run. So you're going to use his versatility to help you in coverage and to help you to pressure because he's good at it, as you know. And that's what this defense will do. It's not just Ramsey. What's it called? Jordan Brooks, the linebacker that we got from Seattle. Watch him. Watch his versatility in coverage. Watch his versatility getting after the quarterback. You'll see. Same thing. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be several players, True Fin Fan, that have versatility to them, and he's going to maximize that kind of stuff. Jalen Phillips would be one of those guys, But at the moment, obviously where he's coming from, that will probably be maybe more next year where he's fully healthy and then they can do all kinds of different shit with him. But, there are going to be some guys that have multiplicity to them, and Weaver's going to use that. Okay. So, Elijah Campbell, I really like because he does a lot of things as a safety. And with Marcus May now you've added with Poyer and obviously with Holland. Poyer, by the way, had an interception of Tua today, and we'll talk about that. And so you're going to need somebody to back them up. A couple of those guys got some years on them. Poyer, obviously, has got some years on him. So you're going to need some versatility there. And Elijah is one of those guys that is really smart, and he can play multiple safety positions too at the same time. This is going to be a lot of fun, True Fin fan, to watch. It's kind of like a Jack in the Box because we really don't know how good this coach can be, right? But we really like the talent around here, and you start to look at these players, right? And we've talked already about Quentin, right? The Grayson Murphy kid is opening up eyes, and then you look at Ezekiel Vandenberg. He's aggressive as hell, along with Quentin. Kamara, by the way, showed up again today. What's it called? Who else? Gallimore showed up today. Sealer was a monster today. He is a powerful human being, dude. He really is. So you start watching some of these guys, and they've got some depth, and they've got a lot of talent on this team. And I think it's better than what we think it is. Now it's just got to kind of come together. And the question is Weaver that chef that knows, okay, this is what you do, this is what you do, these are the things you do, this is what you do, this is the array things that you do, this is what you specialize in, and then understanding how to use all of that kind of stuff. And something that, we were talking about this at camp today with Fangio, you were top 10, and yet you were dysfunctional. You didn't really get along with all your players. You didn't really listen to them. You didn't really maximize them, and yet you were top 10. So this guy actually listens, communicates, exchanges ideas, concepts, and then is hopefully going to use them to their max. Pretty cool. Let's see. Forgive me, Big O, but this is what we do on this show. We bust on each other. I saw your Facebook post of you and Bill Preston clubbing in high school. Are you wee man of MTV's Jackass? Because he's from Miami. I don't know what that is. I didn't watch Jackass, to be quite honest. I only know the one guy. I even had him on my show a couple times, but I don't know too much about the show. Kyle Cockrell, Caspa, baby. 4.75 billion market cap with no tier 1 exchanges, mind you. There we go. When they do, it'll bust. Thank you, NorCal. Joseph is in. Woodson, Nico Jones, Daniel Berry, Willie out in Colombia, Eric Simon. Says, I know it's only a few practices with pads, but I'm really enjoying the look of this year's defense. I believe we are better and deeper. Yes, I do too. I do too. Just need some health. Giancarlo, thank you for the love in the super chat, sir. Appreciate you. Big O, thank you for taking the time to say hi and shaking my hand this morning at practice. Well, thank you, my brother, for saying hi. As always, I appreciate all of you out there. Every one of you that tunes in, gives us a like, makes a donation, says hi, visits our amazing sponsors like Welton Rayom, who are two amazing lawyers, all that kind of stuff. That's how we stay around. So thank you very much. And it was a pleasure meeting you, sir, and meeting many of you today, which was really, really cool. KY Fins 502. Oh, just got here. I'm sure you already covered it, but are the snap issues as bad as Twitter's? Yeah, no, it's bad. It's not good. It's not good. Now, let's get into a little bit of this stuff. I talked a little bit about it yesterday I'm going to add a little bit more to what we were talking about yesterday. And you have an issue here. It's funny because it's a disease that we carry, the older fans. And then the younger fans, it's kind of a frustration for them right now because they kind of live in this 20-25 year bubble that's been really, really bad. You know what I'm saying? Us older fans, we've experienced the really good times for Dolphin football championships and trips to Super Bowls and, all that kind of stuff. We've experienced at Marino and all that. We have something that, they don't have in the younger generation. And when you hear this and we talk about the big picture and we look at it all, okay? And then we're going to get to we're going to talk the micro and the macro. You know how sometimes we talk about investing, and a lot of times I talk about investing, and I'm always looking at the macro. I don't look at the day-to-day or the week. I worry about the long term and where we're going. And if that's pacing the right way, then there's really no panic, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to give you the micro and the macro. Okay, first let's go with the macro. All right, for you older fans, you know where your frustration lies? Your frustration lies in Jim Langer. Your frustration lies in Dwight Stevenson. Your frustration lies in you had Tim Ruddy for several years. Your frustration lies in the brothers, the one that played for the Steelers and played for us, the center. What's the name, Sean? Help me out, damn it. Now I'm brain farting. What's his name? They have the bar and everything down in Miami, bro. The Pouncey brothers. Mike Pouncey. You had him for a few years. And we've had, for a long time, runs that we've had, you never have to worry about the center. Because it's the same guy year after year after year after year. And so you never have those issues. But lately, you haven't kept anybody around. You've changed the offense several times over the years. And so now you've got the same offense for the last third year now. But in that process, how many centers have you had? Because Connor Williams had his injuries, so others had to play. And now others are playing again. You know what I'm saying? So you've got the macro for us as fans. We were so spoiled because more often than not, your center position was pretty much solved because you got a guy and then you were safe for several years. And so lately now it's been like, yo, what the hell is this, dude? We keep having center exchange issues and all that kind of stuff. And we're converting a center or converting a guard to center and all this. And you just haven't been able to just draft a high pick, a true center, a guy that comes in and is man-made, built to be center, has been a center, thinks like a center, carries himself like a center, and then he just takes the job and runs with it for 7, 8, 10, 12, 14 years. Because that's normally what happens, and you're able to find that guy like the aforementioned names. And so now you keep changing. And in this process over this, in the micro part of it, okay, now you got a new centers, because they're all new centers, into a new offense with a new quarterback, with a new cadence, and you did it all off season at walkthrough speed. Now you started to put on training camp, and now you're trying to pick it up. And now you're putting on pads, and now you're taking it to another level. So it's faster, and you got to think faster, and you've got to make the calls, and you've got to make sure you make the right protections and all that shit that goes on with it. It has not slowed down enough for any of them at this point in time. And that's kind of what's really going on. And we've got to give them a couple of days before we panic. Like I said, if this is going on next week, then we can start to panic a little bit. In the micro, I'm bothered by it. In the macro, I'm not going to be concerned. Connor 1 year had a couple of snaps and all that. It was, oh my God. And then when the season came, he was fine. He had like 1 or 2 in the entire freaking year. And it was all right. Not a big deal. So it's not the end of the world. We cannot overreact all of this. But you also have to understand where it comes from. On the macro side, it comes from your rich history of us older people of, man, we never had these issues. I mean, I'll take Jeff Dellenbach right now. You know what I mean? Like, I lost a whole bunch of young people. Older guys are like, yeah, Delhi. Yeah, give me Delhi at least right now. You know, that's, you know, they'll know what the hell I'm talking about. But it's just one of those things. And it's just funny how we kind of go through it. It's frustrating. Don't get me wrong. It's frustrating. But it's really where it bores from, you know, that they have not found that guy that they can just hand the keys of the kingdom over, and he just takes over the team for the next 8, 10, 12 years, and you never have to worry about the position forever. Everybody loves having those guys. We just haven't had that guy in a while. Really sucks because it's really not. He's so important. It stands out. It's so obvious when your center's not snapping because it just ruins the entire offense. Very frustrating today. The amount of times that the ball was mishandled in the snapping. Yeah, I would go with that. God, I feel like Lawrence Phillips at practice after a night at the bar. Lawrence Phillips, for those of you that don't know, when I was like an everyday beat guy, Jimmy Johnson traded for Lawrence Phillips. And Lawrence had an alcohol problem. And anybody that knows when you drink a lot of alcohol the next day, you're usually very dehydrated and you need water. And so that dude would run one rep and go right to the cooler and cook. And you were like, yep, we know what he was doing last night, you know, because it was like that. It was a rep to the water bottle, rep to the water bottle, rep to the water bottle, because he was chiseled. So a guy like that did not carry a lot of fat. So he's not going to carry a lot of water. You know, unlike us fat guys, that's one thing that can help us, that will carry a little extra water than the average person. But he didn't. So he was cut up. He was all muscles. And those kind of athletes, they will cramp up with a quickness. And, you know, if you're getting all plastered at night, the next day you're going to be very dehydrated, and he would be running to the water bottle. And here I am with my Lawrence Phillips moment. Let's see. Ocala Joe is in the house. Hope the foot is feeling a little bit better every day and making your dropping weight easier. Yes. You know, I feel it, and it's good because I was able to walk around today. I had to walk all the way to the other side for the one-on-ones, for the one-on-ones with the O lineman and the D lineman to see that. It's the best drill in camp, actually. It's the one that it's worth my drive from Kendall to Miami Gardens or Davie when it was there. The one-on-ones, O and D lineman, that's the best drill in practice. You know what I'm saying? And you learn a lot about some of these players, the trench players, which is, as you all know, incredibly important. And the foot felt good because I stood a lot today, Ocala Joe, and that's been a problem for me. I don't even want to go to concerts that I have to stand the entire time because of the pain in my foot. And today I did not have much discomfort, and that was actually pretty cool. But I'm old, man. It's taken a while, dude, for it to come back. You know, it's taking a while. So I hope I get it all the way back. We'll see. Raging is in. Captain Saki out in Tarpon Springs. It says like button tomorrow at a reasonable hour. Actually, tomorrow we have a morning show. Tomorrow is a 10 a.m. show because tomorrow we are off, and we are at Canesware tomorrow, by the way. 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Right? Let's do 11 a.m. What do you think? Yeah, let's do 11 a.m. Canesware 11 a.m. tomorrow. That way we sleep in a little bit, and plus, that way we travel a little later with less traffic. And, we run this bitch, so we do it like we please. Ray Sosa, Giovanni, Les Jams, the Olympic backdrop of Waffle House in Atlanta. Come on, Big O, yeah. Raging is in. Bobby Roberts, Kupo Beer. I think the USA should kick down Maduro's door and give it a fresh. Yeah. But it's kind of like it's a dangerous thing, the whole Haiti thing and all that. Until you can get permission from that, you just can't go in there and barge into other countries and all that. They kind of have to ask for it, that the Haiti thing is very, very, a very tense situation. And yet they have decided, I think they're Kenyan. I think Kenya is the one that is sending Kenyan guards there, and they're there now, I believe. And they didn't want it to be Americans or French or anything like that. So it's a very touch and go type of situation. It's not an easy thing. You just can't, blitz into a country just like that. You've got to have approval of other factions, UN, whatever it is, something along those lines. Some people of power from inside, all of that kind of stuff, and that just hasn't happened yet. You know what I'm saying? But it is a shame. It's disgusting what's going on in Venezuela. It's not what the will of the people want, dude. What else do we have here? Big O, this offense on every single play after every single defense should have mismatches on every single down. Yeah, but they're not going to show you everything now, So, Big O, wasn't the Davy practices more fun? Practices were better when they used to hit more and they used to have more pads on, Frankie. It's not that it was in Davy. It's just that, 15 years ago and 20 years ago and 25 years ago and 30 years ago, they hit a lot more. And you got a better feel for practice and the team and all that. Nowadays, you don't really get a good feel for what the team is going to be. You have to use what you learned, at least some in training camp, and then in the preseason, and then kind of make your best guesstimation. That's kind of how it is, unfortunately, because there isn't enough to prove anything. By the way, all the Pouncies came in. Thank you very much. You all are awesome, helping me out right there. Oh, I'm headed to the season opener against the Jags. Definitely want to see Tua versus Blondie Lawrence. Hopefully we put up 70 on him. I hope so too, man. Pero mi gente in Nicaragua are also waiting, yeah? Again, that's not something that you can just, blitz in a country and go do whatever the hell you want, Remember, if you want to make a donation, you can make one Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. All right. Hateful Steve chimes in. Thank you, Hateful Steve, for the Venmo. I love people that think that the Middle East war has anything to do with us when that's been going on for 1,000 years, dude. What we shouldn't do is meddle at all because it doesn't help. It's terrible. Nobody has any sympathy there. Doesn't matter who has the upper hand. They will cruelly take out each other and their kids and women and all that. It's It's terrible. It's terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But it's been going on 1,000 years. Nobody will ever change that. That's the problem there. The hatred there is so deep, no one can ever change it because it's been going on for way longer than America's been around. So, it's a sad thing. But you can go ahead and blame it on the latest president if you want there, Steve. That's hilarious. Anyway, by the way, do want to remind you that we are going to be at Acura of Pembroke Pines next Friday, having some fun, hanging out. And I saw Larry Schlossberg, and he was there at practice watching the Miami Dolphins. And you, my friends, can get a new Acura. They are just celebrating their 16th anniversary, and they've got 3.9% financing for 60 months. 2024s, they still have a few left because the 2025 models are starting to come in. The Integra, 2024, $319 a month. The MDX, $479. The ZDX, get electrified, baby, $499 a month. Check it out at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Finest dealership in the business, baby. It is Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right. Typical hateful Steve. Yeah. It's lazy, but it's typical. It's kind of the way politics are on both sides. It's all lazy. They never look at their own and point at their own or whatever, So what else do we have going on? All right. A bunch of stuff today. First of all, Tua got picked off by Poyer, and it was a good play by Poyer. The only thing, because of the angle where I'm sitting, and again, it's so quick, it's hard to kind of decipher everything, and I don't have a replay or anything like that. And I don't have the coach's film or anything like that. But I will say this, man, it is so good to have a guy like Poyer there, because there must have been a little bit of a blind spot, because Tua, the way I looked at it, he saw the DB on the right. He did not see the safety on the left. And so I'm wondering, did Poyer use any kind of player as a shield where Tua didn't see that, and then Poyer was able to, pick it off, which is a great learning moment. And that's something that I would ask Poyer, and maybe they're not honest with me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're not going to be honest with us, is what I'm saying. And whatever, and they'll just glance over it. But that's a moment where, knowing Tua, he probably went over, okay, what did you do to bait me into that one? You know what I mean? So I thought it was really cool, and obviously it's going to be a good learning moment for Tua, because when he looks at the film, there must have been something that Poyer used, because when I was looking at the play, it looked like he did not see, Poyer there. Jonnu Smith dropped the ball. Beautiful play, beautiful throw by Tua. And Jonnu, unfortunately, dropped it. Kader Kohu made a couple of really nice defensive plays. He and Jalen Wright, by the way, got into a scrap. Had to be broken up by Patrick Paul. And Paul kind of, flipped out Kohu out of the way there. Paul's a strong man. That I could tell you. Jeff Wilson did suffer some kind of a leg injury, left leg, I believe it was. I think it was left leg injury. I don't know how serious it is. If it's serious, we'll see. We did find out about Cam Smith, and it doesn't look like it's too serious, because McDaniel felt like he's not really going to miss, training camp and all of the preseason or anything like that. He'll miss a little bit, so I guess we're looking at a couple days, a week and a half or something. Not a long time, but you're going to miss a short distance here, 4, 5, 7, 10 days. There was no timetable. He gave us like this vague answer, but a vague answer that he said, well, it's not like he's going to miss all of training camp in the preseason. So it looks like he'll miss some time. I don't know what it is. That's the other thing. Since it's preseason, they don't have to be honest with us. They don't have to tell us what the injury is. I told you about the bad snaps with Brewer, Driscoll, and Ireland Brown. Ireland Brown on the one-on-ones. That sumbitch had a block that was impressive as hell. Okay. May not mean anything, but it's just one of those things that I chalk up and I just put it in the memory bank. And then I say, okay, let me see who the hell this Ireland Brown kid is and where does he go and does he make any improvement from here? Like Quentin Bell has made improvements, like Elijah Campbell has made improvements. Some of these young guys get here and they start growing every single year. You know, we're still waiting for Braylon Sanders, which time's running out for him, or Tanner Connor, you know, but there are some of these young guys that get here. Keon Smith is another one. You know, he's had kind of a little bit of an up and down camp overall. Had a couple up and down moments today too, overall, but a guy that has improved since he got here. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that that's also really, really important in the process. So we'll see with this Ireland Brown cat. Okay. Your snapping is a little bit off right now. Gotcha. That's a little bit of an issue, but I saw you put a block that you have to like, whoa, respect. That was Studley right there. And I want to then check it out. I will tell you this. The defense does continue to look aggressive because the offense wasn't great again today. So kudos to the defense. They're getting after it. And I was telling you that the Weaver, I told you it was a nibble. Remember, we're talking about it, and it continues to nibble. That we're seeing a characteristic develop for the team. So I like that a lot. What else do we have? Is there one player that is disappointing you at practice besides the center? God, it's so early for me to be disappointed in somebody, my brother. Tanner Connor. You've been here almost 3 years and you don't do shit. Not that I have expectations, but like you bother me. You've been here for 3 years, taking up space, and like, come on, dude. They've given you the chance of a lifetime to be on an NFL roster for a couple of years for you to figure it out, and you can't give me shit. Unlike Julian Hill, who shows me a little something, you know, and you're like, okay, all right, Julian, all right, you're justifying why we should keep you around, why we should continue to be intrigued with you. Tanner Connor, you don't, but Tanner Connor's so far down the pole. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking for something juicy. Cam Smith, I guess, with the other injury now and that setback. Tyndall's actually made some plays, dude. Tyndall made a play yesterday. Not today. Today, I don't think I saw him flash. God. What name can I give you that's juicy? Eichenberg's had some down moments. He's had some down moments. I think he needs to play a little better. There's one. I will go with Eichenberg because I'm expecting a little bit more, as you know, from Eichenberg. And I think he should be better prepared now. He's 3 years into the same system. He's healthy. He should be comfortable mentally. He should be comfortable physically. And he should be showing me a little bit more. So I'm going to go that I'm not seeing enough consistency from Liam Eichenberg so far. There's one for you. Okay? There's one for you. I like that one. Hey, Sean, I got to turn on the AC. Give me 30 seconds, please.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera all professionally installed for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Yes. By the way, I agree with Think Blue Dodgers that what's happening in Haiti, it's got to be Tua's fault. What happened in Venezuela, Tua's fault. Definitely. I'm with you there. No doubt about it. Yep. It's got to be. Tua's fault. We had Biden, you know. God, Tua, why'd you give us Biden for? Raging, do you have any feel for what the defensive scheme is yet? Not really, Raging. They're not going to show you right now. And they're going to stay kind of basic even in their practices with teams. And they're going to stay kind of basic even in the preseason with teams. So anybody that, if they tell you they know, they're full of shit. Because I don't think he knows. I think he's figuring out his players, and then he has to figure out what he can do with his players and what he can't do with his players. So this is his first year, Raging. No coach that takes over has the players they want for the perfect scheme that they want to run. So they have to now adjust, something that Fangio refused to do last year, and yet still was pretty successful. He will adjust. I don't know if we'll get a sense, but not necessarily a picture perfect look at what they're going to be until another year or two from now. But we should get some characteristics of it. You know what I'm saying? We should get some characteristics of it. But as the players change, it might get back to where he wants to be. I just think it's one of those things, man, we're the first week. Let's be patient. Let's give it some time. Big O, Ronald McDonald is incoherent. He just mumbles and says, it a million times. It makes no sense. He's a clown. Big O, if he doesn't grow up soon, we ain't going nowhere. I guess you're talking about McDaniel. Okay. Well, let's find out if we're not going to go anywhere or we're going to go somewhere. I think he's got a marvelous mind. Everybody has to grow into a job, my brother. And he's no different. And he's going to make his mistakes, and he has made them. And let's hope that he can start to avoid those same mistakes. And that's it. But I'm not ready to give up on somebody before it even starts. And I'm not ready to start complaining about somebody when there's nothing to complain about. It's a new year. Let's give the man a clean slate here. Let's get the X to sketch and just shh. And it's clear. It's clean. Okay? By the way, I sucked at that thing. I was never, ever good. People that used to draw all kinds of stuff. Man, you people are animals. You're awesome. You're my heroes. I could never do anything. I would struggle to do a square. It's terrible. Cam Smith making any progress, or can we? Well, he's not playing right now. So until he comes back from the injury, we can't do anything. I've been watching football since 5 years old. Minnesota, Miami Super Bowl until the championship months, late November, December, and January. That's when you really know what type of team your team is. This is a fact. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fidel Castro destroying the most beautiful island in the Caribbean is Tua's fault. We're blaming Tua for Castro. Well, what the hell? Let's just blame him for everything else. Floods, Tua. Big O saw a picture today of seeing Adam Gase and Mike Tannenbaum. Wow, we've come a long way. Ha. Even before Joe Philbin, yikes. Dolphins plagued 40 days, 40 nights. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is. It is a plague. What else do we have here? Mostert, by the way, Ahmed, Ezukama, David Long, Walker, and, of course, the aforementioned Cam Smith did not practice today. What else do we have? Oh yeah, I kind of there's a Dolphin twist to this story, but CJ Gardner, the safety, is pissed. And he's pissed at Madden 25's top 10 safety list. And why is he pissed? Well, because he's not on the list. And he feels like he should be on the list. And CJ Gardner calls out Madden's top 25, top 10 safeties, and he says that he's going to boycott them now. That's how pissed the Philadelphia Eagles player is. So let me give you the top 10 that they have here. Okay? For Madden 25. What's it called again? Make sure I got it right. Madden 25's top 10 safety ratings. Okay? So now he's boycotting it. Why? Because he wasn't in the top 10. And let me give you the top 10 that they put in there. Jesse Bates III is number 1. Number 2 is Antoine Winfield Jr. Number 3, Minka Fitzpatrick. Number 4, Derwin James Jr. Number 5, Tyrann Mathieu. Number 6, Buda Baker. Number 7, Kevin Byard III. Number 8, Kyle Hamilton. Number 9, Talanoa Hufanaga. And number 10, Jevon Holland. Now, I get what's going on. I understand, we have people in the local media that are down on Jevon Holland. We have fans that are down on Jevon Holland. We have people that are mistakenly, incorrectly, just flat out wrong and not giving Jevon Holland the credit that he deserves because he is a great young player. The problem is he has been kind of railroaded the last 2 years with a decimated secondary 2 years ago. And then last year he had the 2 knees and X was a shell of himself. And it was just a mess for him, especially the second half of the year with those knees. And he couldn't be himself. And he really hasn't had an opportunity for 2 years. I want you to remember the top 10 safeties for Madden 25's top 10 safeties. Next year, when Madden's top 10 safeties come out, I will put any money you want that Jevon Holland will be top 5 inside there. No worse than 5, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's top 3 after this season that's coming up with Anthony Weaver. Because, again, everybody talks about Jalen Ramsey. I think his versatility is also absolutely off the charts. I think they're going to use him like a chess piece. If any of you that play chess, okay, you know that the bishop or the rook is incredibly important, especially as a chess piece. With the rook that you can move around in many spaces at a time and make some ground. You know what I'm saying? This is one chess piece that's going to climb up in a big time way. Jevon Holland is top 10. I give them credit for keeping him in the top 10 because some people are already down on him and think that he's not as good. I think this year he's going to prove that he's top 5. We'll see. We'll see if he proves me right. Let's see. What else? The players being mad at Madden's ratings and stuff is so cringe. A grown man crying over a child's game. Jevon should be ranked higher. I'm boycotting this game as well. I'm with you there, Kupo Beer. Boycott it. I used to play Madden all the time now. That's it. Not playing it anymore. I mean, last week I must have played it 50 times. Now, forget about it. Done with Madden. Chris says, I hope you're right, Oh. I never believe in this defense. I'm too hurt by the past 40 years of my fandom. I get you, bro. I totally understand you, man. You know? Excuse me. By the way, Manny Navarro is also going to join us, so we'll find out the latest with the Canes. Madden sucks anyways. Nate Gone, I wouldn't know, bro. I'm screwing around with that. I have no idea. No idea. How are the markets doing, by the way? Because I know it wasn't too hot right now. Let's see. Bitcoin's at 65,703. Man, wow, what a dip. It was all the way at 67,476, and it was closer to 70,000. So this is like a $4,000 dip right now, man. Take advantage. As it buys you time, keep it. Like I tell you guys out there, you should aim to own, not a financial advisor, but you should aim to own 0.20 or 0.25 of a Bitcoin, either 20 to 25% of a Bitcoin. I think if you get there, 10 years from now, you're sitting so pretty with that. You're like, holy crap, this thing grew like amazing. And it's several $100,000. Okay. So I would say that. I mean, God bless you. I'm not rich. I'm like you guys are working stiff. So that's why I aim for 20-25%. But, obviously, if you could get if you can become a whole Bitcoiner, you're going to be anybody that's a whole Bitcoiner, you're in an elite company in this world. There's 8 billion people. There's only 21 million of them. It's impossible for everybody to get a Bitcoin. It's not even close. So think about that. That's how crazy that is. So if you're lucky enough to own a Bitcoin, oh my God, you're a god. You're a queen. Whatever it is, you're definitely a whale is what you are. Like my man Ocala Joe, a whale. Shopping in Switzerland, like he told us yesterday. Well, I'll move to Switzerland. Whales do that kind of stuff. That he has several Bitcoins. He must have a load of Bitcoins. And by the way, for the market, Dow is up 146. The S&P is down 32 points. And the NASDAQ is up nearly 2 points. That's what's going on in the market. Okay. By the way, camp is opening up for the Canes, so we will talk to Manny and have a little fun. I got to answer something. All right. I guess I'm going to the movies. Let's see. Any other Finns players you see breaking through as Pro Bowl type players like Holland? I like what I see from Kamara. I like what I see from Chop so far. He's super raw, but not like that. Pro Bowl. Who can be? Liam Eichenberg. It's too early, man. They just put on pads. I need to see a lot more before I can even get that feel, dude. It's way too early. That's just absolutely at this point, you'd be taking guesses that really can't get you anywhere. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar with the great Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443, custom printing and embroidery. Wait for you guys for you to get the new shirts with the colored shirts. Freaking awesome, man. So if your company needs custom printing and embroidery, please call Alan Blanco anywhere in South Florida, Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties. Call Alan, 786-618-1443. Support the amazing companies that support our platform, 3A Graphics Sports Calendar. The Inter Miami squad is back in action Saturday at 8 o'clock. Leagues Cup take on Club Tigres. In Olympics tennis, Coco Gauff was eliminated in singles play, unfortunately. Now, the good news is in women's gymnastics and all around, Team USA won the gold medal. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right, let's do it. Let's get to our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report with the one and only Manny Navarro.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Caneswear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro. Exclusively on a Big O radio show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
All right. How you feeling, my brother? You feeling good?
Feeling good. Oh, busy day. A lot of things going on, but feeling good.
Okay, I like it. All right, let's get to it with Media Day and opening up tomorrow. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things you might be focused in on, some of the position battles. Talk to me a little bit about some of the stuff that maybe you and fans should be focused in on.
Yeah, I mean, I think number one, you look at the big storylines in terms of position battles. This roster is pretty much set as is going into camp. I think the one question mark was left guard, right? Who's going to take over that spot? And Matthew McCoy, who's a third-year player, is a guy I think that's pretty much set up to be the starting left guard. Alex Mirabal, we had our media day today, as you mentioned. Alex Mirabal, the offensive line coach, discussed with us his sort of vision for the group. He thinks he's got 8 or 9 guys that he really, really trusts. And I think McCoy is well set up to be the left guard. And then I think the biggest question on defense is safety, right? Replacing Cam Kitchens and James Williams. And I think the way it looks right now, Mish Powell is going to be the starting free safety. He'll be a guy that takes one of those 2 safety spots. Who ends up taking the next one remains to be seen. I think, defensive coordinator Lance Guidry has a couple guys in mind that will be competing for those spots. I think Jaden Harris is certainly one of them, a guy who started 2 games last year when you had Cam Kitchens out. So, but that seems to be the one spot, strong safety, that I would say going into camp sort of remains undetermined. There's a lot of others we will see, in terms of special teams, kick return, punt return, that kind of stuff. Xavier Strepo's done it for the last few years, but maybe you get one of those young guys in there. But outside of that, a lot of veterans, probably not a lot of room for true freshmen to get snaps this year just because of how well they've recruited the last couple cycles, and then with the transfer portal.
So let me ask you, because you talk about safeties. LaDarian Clardy visited the team over the weekend. He's a 4-star safety. What do you know about the visit?
Well, I think recruiting wise, they've continued to do a really good job of getting guys to come down. They had their barbecue last weekend. I was talking to a couple of coaches about that, and they're encouraged though. I mean,
did they invite you, to eat some barbecue?
No. I wish I got that kind of special treatment, brother, to get the invites to come and eat and hang out. But I was driving back from Charlotte, North Carolina, Saturday night. I was pretty exhausted.
Come on, Mario.
Huh?
Let's go, bro. Mario, let's go. Get my Manny in there for some barbecue meals. Come on, bro.
Yeah. I'm sure eventually down the road, maybe if they win the championship this year, I might get a little bit better treatment. But no, I was out of town anyway. I wouldn't have made it in time Saturday for that stuff. But I'm glad that Miami had a lot of important visitors. And look, the bottom line is they're recruiting their butts off, man. They're getting everybody to come down and visit and be here and get on campus and see what it's like. And the NIL funding behind them is really, really good. And it's to me, it's what's keeping them in the game, besides the fact that Mario's an excellent recruiter and his guys know how to push.
All right. We got some new kids that maybe they got to keep their eyes on. Damian Martinez, Simeon Barrow, Tyler Barron. Talk to me about some of these. Sam Brown. Is it Sam Downtown Brown? Because that's kind of the automatic. We always got to put a downtown in front of a Brown. So talk about these young guys. What's the deal?
Well, I think Sam Brown is a guy who's really, really intriguing. Last week at the ACC Media Days, I talked to Cam Ward about him, and Ward said that really what's important about Sam Brown is that he can win one-on-one battles, man-to-man coverage, and that's something that I don't know this necessarily. This receiver group had a lot of guys that could do in terms of experienced guys. I think Jacoby George and Xavier Restrepo kind of have their specialties of beating zone and getting into soft spots in the zone and getting open. I think a guy like Sam Brown runs 22 miles an hour, by the way. That's the fastest he's run in the using that catapult system. He's an over-the-top threat, a guy that can make a lot of catches over the shoulder. I learned today his dad is a tennis coach in Georgia, and so he grew up playing tennis. You don't hear that much about receivers playing tennis, but his hand-eye coordination, catching tennis balls, being involved in the sport. He played it from age 8 to age 15. Really helped his hand-eye coordination, and so I think he's definitely a new wrinkle to that receiver room that they didn't have before. That I think they're going to be really, really excited about in terms of this fall and what he can bring. He'll line up all over the field, outside, inside. He'll be a really valuable weapon for Cam Ward. And then Damian Martinez talked a lot today about.
Wait, before you talk about Damian, give this kid my number. I'm up to about 28 miles, so I can help him get a little faster.
Get a little faster, yeah. I'm sure you could, but 22 miles an hour is pretty fast for a human being, and he is 28. 28 is really fast, brother.
I run so fast. I have side mirrors that say objects will appear, closer than they seem. That's how.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, but yeah.
I got you. Well, Sam Brown is excellent. Damian Martinez, a big physical back, 6 foot, 200 pounds, a guy that can break through a lot of tackles. Proved it the last couple of years in the Pac-12. Today he talked a little bit about just feeling really comfortable at Miami. In terms of the personnel, he was supposed to come in. Mark Fletcher's the guy who was supposed to be the guy before he got that Liz Frank injury last year in the bowl game, injuring his shoulder. Mark Fletcher's the first guy that called him from Miami to say, please come here. And so I don't think there's going to be any sort of friction in the running back room. Mark Fletcher said it to me today without a bunch of cameras in his face. He says, no, we really need to, in today's game with how long the season is, how physical it is, you need two big backs. And so Mark Fletcher was happy that he's not the only big physical guy in that backfield that's proven it. And he has somebody to sort of take some big hits with him as well.
Dude, we used to say, like, Derrick Henry, it's criminal what Saban did to his ass. He was at Alabama. He used him and I get it. He's a weapon like you've never seen in your life. Luckily, he is such a freak that he's like LeBron, that he could handle that workload, and it wasn't a problem for him, and it hasn't ever been a problem for him still to this day in the NFL. I mean, he is a freak of all freaks, but yeah, you don't want to do that to a kid either, man. And plus, he's coming off an injury as it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Is he 100?
He said he will be. I mean, I think the coaching staff, he got cleared 2 weeks ago and has been running and cutting and doing everything. Again, it's a Liz Frank. He did confirm that it was Liz Frank that he suffered. He was worried about it, which I think going forward, going forward, we should all be worried about it. But I think they're going to bring him along slowly in camp, and he's going to be the complimentary back to Damian Martinez August 31st. I think as long as nothing happens to Damian Martinez in camp, Miami's backfield should be pretty set, and you can have Mark Fletcher be the complimentary big back. You can sprinkle in some of the other guys that they have there, and just hope that you're able to get through, in Miami's case, what they're hoping for, 14, 15, 16 games this season.
Are there any changes for them structurally, the way they do things or anything like that? Have you heard anything like that? Coaching, game day, any of that kind of stuff?
No, I mean, look, Mario was very happy that he brought back 8 assistant coaches, and he had more people talking today. Now you can have more than just your 10 coaches out there. You got a bunch of extra position coaches and special teams coaches and guys that You can hand out more responsibility. I think obviously Alonzo Highsmith, that departure in the offseason going to the Patriots, Mario replaced him with a couple new guys in the personnel department. There's more people working in the personnel department than there were before, more people breaking down film of potential targets in the transfer portal, guys that they might want to steal from someplace else, that kind of stuff. But no, I think everything is status quo, and they're excited that their coordinators are back. They've got some continuity, and that counts for something. No, I think anytime you can be in the same system for more than 1 year. Think about how many times we've started the University of Miami season in the last 20 years and said, oh, they got a new offensive coordinator, or they've got a new defensive coordinator. They're learning a new offense. Every time you hit the reset button, it affects, I think, your capabilities, and the fact that they didn't hit the reset button that much, other than 2 assistants leaving, your DB's coach and your running backs coach. I think that's a good thing for Miami.
By the way, starting on Fridays, we're going to have our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report, and then it's going to be followed by the Big Cheese NIL and recruiting report. So we're going to find out about a lot of Canes that are involved in NIL stuff, recruiting, all kinds of that. So it'll be a nice special segment that we're going to add to the show starting this Friday. And thanks to our friends at the Big Cheese. And so Manny has been kind enough to help us out with that segment. So we're going to do that starting on Friday. So for you Canes fans, it'll be 2 segments on Friday. One, we'll talk about the team, and then we'll get into the business of the team, because obviously it's like free agency. In other words, that's basically what it is, year-round free agency, because either you're recruiting or you're signing them, or you're already, or you're hosting them, that kind of stuff. So,
it's a constant re-recruitment of the roster. That's basically the way Mario described it to me. And I talked to guys today about NIL and their NIL packages and what they were able to get compared to other schools. And nobody wants to share detailed information, so you got a lot of general responses to that question. But hey, you know what? We know that Miami's NIL is one of the best in the country, and that's why they're in it for a lot of these guys. So they used to get priced out for players, not anymore.
No, which is fantastic. All right. What do you got going on in the Athletics so folks can check you out?
Yeah, we're going to have my takeaways from today. That'll be up previewing the start of camp. That'll be up on the Athletic website tomorrow. We will have a lot of ACC stuff, man. If you want to learn about the league and what's going on, I was at ACC Media Days last week, wrote a feature on Cam Ward that people can check out, and all kinds of stuff will be coming to the Athletic over the next couple of weeks. Busy season, bro. We got high school media days on Friday and Saturday here in Broward and Dade County, so I'll be driving around talking to high school recruits and getting the intel from them on where things are going, especially the 20, 25, and 26 kids who, nowadays they can all make money now. That's a big difference. State of Florida, you can make money in high school on NIL. That just changed. So I'm interested to talk to those kids about that.
Chris Duquette is asking, is Manny reporting live from his pantry?
Nope. This is a part of the kitchen where we've got the TV and we got a bunch of the cereal boxes and all that stuff out. You got to leave the cereal boxes out for the kids, man. That's what they grab more than anything else. That and the mac and cheese and the chips. So we got a couple pantries, and we got one here next to the TV that we leave out for them. That we tell them, instead of coming to bug us and ask us, Mom, Dad, I'm here. It's out. It's on the pantry. It's right there for you, brother.
There you go. The must-have food is right there.
Exactly. The stuff they ask for constantly is right there, man.
Is right there. Convenience is
yes.
What it's all about. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Or follow him home if you want to get into his pantry. I don't know. Also subscribe to The Athletic. Manny, thank you, my brother. We'll catch up on Friday, my friend. Appreciate it.
All right, brother. Take care. See you soon.
Got it. Caneswear's got it all. Miami Fanwear at Caneswear at Miami Fanwear. Miami Dolphins gear. They've got world champion Florida Panthers gear, folks. Inter Miami. You can get your Messi jerseys, Messi hats, shirts. Inter Miami shirts, hats, flags, all kinds of stuff, dude. They got the new Dolphin jersey. I'm gonna get that one tomorrow. Tomorrow I get my sneakers and I get my new Inter Miami jersey at Caneswear. By the way, you can buy it and get 10% off using our code BIG010. And if you don't live in town or you live too far away, you can also go online at caneswear.com. Free shipping over $99, and use my code BIG010, and you will get 10% off at caneswear.com.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
All right. Ocala Joe, you're a stud. Super stud. Thank you. You send me Bitcoin, my brother. I love that. Thank you. You know, those are my favorite donations, is making a Bitcoin donation on Cash App or Venmo. But then again, you could also send it, the donation, then I'll just convert it to Bitcoin too at the same time. Either way, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you donate, I convert it to Bitcoin anyways. If you don't send me the Bitcoin, I'll convert it to Bitcoin. That's what I do. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Ocala Joe. He says, again, oh, not a whale, just a Bitcoin guppy. That's me. I'm the Bitcoin tadpole. That's me. Just call me the Bitcoin tadpole. And we are waiting. Did you guys see the news? Did you see the news, man? We got some news, man. Oh, Jess. We got some good crypto news, man. Jess, let me tell you about the crypto news. Okay, it comes from Russia. Russia lawmakers have passed a bill on Tuesday that will allow businesses to use cryptocurrencies in international trade as part of the efforts to skirt Western sanctions imposed after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So I like it. The law is expected to go into force in September, and Russian central bank governor Elvira Nabiulina, one of the backers of the new law, said the first transaction in cryptocurrencies will take place before the end of the year. That is awesome for us. Not that they're skirting the dollar. That's, what are you going to do? That's, you and I don't have any control over those stupid decisions that our country's made for many years now. But it's great for us Bitcoiners. It's going to blow up our bags. The more people around the world, they're all going to get on the blockchain. They're all going to do it, man. Don't forget, folks, to smash the hell out of the like button, please. Smash it. The new logo looks like it's Tua's fault. I will never forgive him for that way. You shouldn't forgive Tua for that new logo. That new logo done by Tua was terrible. It's a whale, bro. Well, what's wrong with Tua? Well, what gave him that idea to design it that way? Just a horrible idea. Telling you. All right, let's go with musicians born on this date. All right, let's start off with Brad Hardgraves, born on this date, the drummer in 1972 for Third Eye Blind. A semi-charm kind of life, baby. Let's see, what else do we have? This is kind of, Kate Bush. Running Up That Hill. Oh, my God, that is such an annoying song. I don't know how this woman made it to the Hall of Fame. She does not belong in the Hall of Fame for one song. She doesn't have a whole bunch of hits or anything. It's just terrible. Anyways, Bush was born on this date in 1958. Rat Scabbies. Chris Miller, Rat Scabbies, the drummer for The Damned. Born in this date in 1957. Let's see who else celebrating birthdays today. Jeffrey Hammond. Reggie, I know Reggie Hammond. There's a new sheriff in town, and his name is Reggie Hammond. Y'all be cool. No, but Jeffrey Hammond, I have no idea who he is. David Sanborn, I do know who he is. He's a saxophonist. of course, worked with Stevie Wonder, James Taylor, David Bowie, Bruce Springsteen, Aretha Franklin, Sting, the Eagles, Rolling Stone. Unfortunately, he died of complications of prostate cancer back in May 2024 at the age of 78. Rest in peace, David Sanborn, born in this state in 1945. Jimmy Cliff, give me the spliff, and I will listen to Jimmy Cliff. The ska and reggae musician man. He's a multi-instrumentalist. Jimmy Cliff, who had in 1969 the UK number 6 and number 25 on the US charts. Jimmy Cliff, light the spliff. 1941, Paul Anka, baby. American singer, songwriter. Yes. You got to love Paul Anka. There we go. And then Buddy Guy, George Buddy Guy, guitarist, blues stud, singer, born in this state in 1936. Let's give you some other famous people that have celebrated birthdays today. All right. Arnold, I'll be back. He is at 77 years old. Terry Crews, I can't move my tits like him. He is 56, celebrating birthday today. Lisa Kudrow. There we go. Smelly cat. Little smelly cat. Smelly cat. What else? Henry Ford, entrepreneur, was born in this state in 1863. I know I said entrepreneur, by the way. I did it on purpose. Hilary Swank, born on this date. She is 50 years old. Vivica Fox, she is 60. Now she wants to get married. Not when she was 25. Now she says she wants to look for a man. Woman, you're 60. Hit the villages. Christopher Nolan, director, is 54. Lawrence Fishburne, actor, 63. Matthew Raymond, movie actor, 36. And those are the famous people celebrating birthdays today. The great Sean Stanley. Do we have any wrestlers born on this date?
Marco Stunt from AEW is 28 years old today. And Lauren Brooke. Those are your birthdays for July 30th.
All right. You should do a Sammy Davis Jr. impression. I don't know if I can do a Sammy. I really love you all. I love you all out there. Candyman. I don't know. I can't do it. Anyway, let's go with music history. On this date in 1988, Steve Winwood started a 4-week run on the singles charts with Roll With It, Baby. Talking about the spliff with Jimmy Cliff. You've got to roll with it, man. We go in 2002. Bruce Springsteen released his 12th studio album, The Rising. And Pat Riley, to this day, loves himself a little The Rising. In 2003, the Rolling Stones, AC/DC, Rush, The Guess Who, and others played a benefit concert in Toronto to prove that the city was safe from SARS. 450,000 people attended the show, making it the largest concert in Canadian history. In 91 on this date, a police car was forced to tear up a traffic ticket given to a limousine for making an illegal turn. It turned out to be the car that carried Axl Rose, who threatened to pull out of that night's Guns N' Roses gig if the ticket was issued. Wow. That's a lot of pressure on that cop. If you give me that ticket, I'm leaving and I'm not performing tonight, and you're going to have a riot on your hands. Because in those days, if Axl would cancel a concert, it turned into a riot. So either you take the ticket away or you are going to be at the stadium trying to arrest hundreds of people, and you'll be writing reports from now till 4 a.m. 5 weeks from now. And the guy said, yeah, no, you know what? Yeah, let me screw this ticket. You go perform, bro. Yeah, you go perform. Let me not create a bigger problem for my city. Nice job by you, Axel. Way to go. And the cop, you made a business decision there, buddy. Congrats. In 2011, after 20 weeks on the rock charts, the Foo Fighters song Rope was replaced by another one of the band's songs, Walk. In 2013, Five Finger Death Punch released their album The Wrong Side of Heaven and The Righteous Side of Hell, Volume 1. And that's what happened today in Musica history. How's that? There you go. Happy birthday to Henry Ford, the great American innovator that changed the American industry. Sir, he was an entrepreneur. Let's get that straight, Rosendo. Okay? Cosa Nostra, what a passive-aggressive way to mock Tua by pinning the blame on him. That's it. Well, he's blaming. We got to blame him for everything, Cosa. Everything. It rained today? Blame him. You crashed? Blame him. You got a ticket? Blame him. Sorry. It's Tua's fault. I'm blaming him. Got to be careful here. Some people are very sensitive, like a middle school cheerleader. Feelings get hurt. Pat in Asheville. Oh, I'd give Bono a ticket, so you know what I do to Axl Rose. Oh, by the way, I got to call you about those tickets, too. Jesus, I forgot about that. Anyway, what else? What else do we have going on in the world of sports and everything else? Well, by the way, they keep worrying about the water quality for the Seine, the river. So while they're having, I don't know what these crazy French people, bro. I don't know what made them think that they were gonna just. I don't know. If I was a swimmer, I wouldn't swim in that water, no matter what you paid me. I know the mayor dove in there. I don't think Macron ever ended up going in there, but they apparently they were worried because of the rain, and then the sewage goes into the river. And they've created this big, giant reservoir under the city that is supposed to take in the excess rain so it doesn't overflood and forces the sewage into the river. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this thing was built hundreds of years ago, dude. So it's just, and in order to fix it, you would have to unearth the whole thing. And they can't do it. They can't do it. I saw a whole thing on this and a special on it, and it's just an enormous. Now they're trying their best, but even with rain, what they've built as a reservoir, they still don't know if it's going to be able to hold up completely, and if it's too much rain, then it's going to end up forcing the sewage to go into the river. And so now they have postponed a men's triathlon. So they're going to try to hold it on Wednesday instead. They've got to test the waters and all that kind of stuff. But they've been testing it, and it hasn't been up to snuff because there's been rain. And so the rain, they wonder, has it been forcing some of the sewage back? Well, just think of just the thought of that. Sewage has been going into that river for hundreds of years. Like, really? It's ingrained inside the walls of that, man. I don't know. It's kind of disgusting. That's all I gotta say. I definitely would not do it. That's for damn sure. Big O, have you seen the clip of Draymond Green making fun of Barkley for wearing a $1,000 suit? Do you think $1,000 is cheap for a suit? For me, no. I wear $1,000 suit, and I'm telling you, I'm like I'm a total GQ. I don't buy $1,000 suits, bro. I'm sorry. So you're talking to a working stiff, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not rich, so $1,000 suit. There's no chance I would spend $1,000 on a suit. I'll go to Austin Burke or something, and I'll get one for $300-$400, $500, and I'll get a hell of a suit. Seriously, it'll look good. They do a good job over there. I've bought suits before. I don't buy a ton of suits, but that would be one of the places that, I would go to. And I have no problem. But yeah, no. For me, now for them, I guess, yeah, it's a cheap suit. Yeah. Those kind of guys can wear $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 suits. I get it. Yeah, I get it. But I mean, who am I to make fun of that, dude? I wear concert shirts, dude. If in my world, jeans and a concert shirt and sneakers, and I am happy, man. I am unhappy in a suit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just not the guy to talk about that, and I certainly can't look down on anybody because they're wearing $1,000 suit when my cheap ass would never even spend $1,000 in a suit. Orlando, what you're saying is you're not rich. You're rich of good friends and followers. Exactly. I'm rich with my family. I'm rich with my lifestyle. I am rich with friends, with acquaintances, with great sponsors, amazing listeners and supporters. That's where I'm rich. I'm rich in that area. My bank account? No. Now, if Bitcoin goes to a couple $1 million, then yeah, maybe we'll have a couple of dollars. Not $1 million, but we'll have a couple of bucks at least, so that'll help out. And I won't be as a working stiff, you know what I'm saying? But that'll be good. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? So John Elway has confessed a mistake he has made. His biggest regret is not taking Josh Allen. So he says, last year I played golf with Josh Allen, and I'm wondering how long was it going to take him to realize I passed on him and took Bradley Chubb, Miami Dolphins Bradley Chubb, instead. It took him 2.5 holes to bring it up. And I loved him. He was my type. That was probably the biggest mistake of my GM days, John Elway said. Now, he hasn't won a championship. You did win one with Peyton Manning. I know it was the defense that really carried that team to the title. It wasn't really Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was kind of useless there. Kind of like last year, even though Mahomes was very useful, but it was their defense that really carried them to the title, last year. Sometimes one side of the ball is the dominant force and the reason why you win the title. You know what I'm saying? But his tenure was successful overall. Would he still say that if Josh Allen doesn't end up with the title his entire career? I'm just wondering. Because as you all know, I'm not a big fan of the quarterback that must rely on his legs in order to be effective. That's Josh Allen. That's Lamar Jackson. Those kind of quarterbacks, they cannot be successful week in and week out playing from the pocket. It's impossible. They're not skilled enough. They're not good enough passers to make a living from the pocket permanently. Like your regular franchise quarterback. So I was thinking about that, and it's very hindsight-ish at the moment. And it's very topical at the moment because he's better than all the guys you drafted. I get that. I can't argue that. But we're, 5-6 years into his career now. What if, 7-8 years from now, He's wrapping up his career and he never won a championship. Is John Elway still going to say that? I'd be interested to know. Because I get it. The one championship that Peyton won, almost any quarterback can win that championship. All you have to do is just make a couple of passes. Don't even screw it up. The defense and the running game will control everything else. That's what happened that year. You weren't going to win with his arm. Most of the other quarterbacks, all of the quarterbacks in the league are better than Peyton Manning that year. Peyton Manning's the worst quarterback to ever win a title. He was useless that year. He couldn't throw more than 10 yards. So, yeah, you can get that done. But it's kind of interesting. You say it's one of your regrets. We'll see a few years from now if we're still rocking on the show and doing it, and he's retiring. I'll remember this. I'll remember John Elway, and we'll have that conversation again, because I don't think the regrets are there if there's no titles. Let's see what else. I've never had $1,000 suit. I don't even like jewelry. I was taught to look average and avoid attention. Everything I have. You know what? I'm actually the same way. I mean, it's not so much to avoid the attention or that. It's just I have no use for it. I don't need some big. I have an Apple Watch. I don't need to have a big Breitling, or I don't know what the hell are the hot watches nowadays, or whatever it is. I don't know. When I was young, it was like Rolex and Cartier, or whatever it is nowadays. Tad Heuer or Tad Huger or whatever. I have no use for that. I don't need any of that stuff, dude. I don't need $300. I'm with you, True Fin fan. I don't need $300 shoes. I don't need $150 sneakers either, by the way. I'm good with like going to an outlet and getting like 2 or 3 pairs for $60, $90, $100, $110. I'm good with that. That's kind of what I do. I like to go to those outlet stores and do it that way. That's the way I like to do it. And my concert shirts, my jeans, I'm with you, dude. And if my suits, they're probably, from like Austin Burke or something, and they're only a few $100. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I have no use for that, bro. Yeah. So the ladies want to fix themselves up. Go ahead, man. Knock yourselves out. For me, I'm good. I'm good, dude. Josh Allen proved most of last year that he can't win from the pocket. It's kind of been his thing. Every great running QB ever has never even sniffed a championship. Well, only one. There is one. Steve Young. Steve Young was a running quarterback who then finally learned to stop running and only run when you have to run, that you have no choice. Stop being a maniac. Stop putting your body at risk. Stop taking on tacklers. I mean, just watch Steve Young, early Steve Young, BYU, Steve Young, USFL, and early San Francisco. And then eventually Bill Walsh got to him and said, yo, dumbass, you got to stop this. You're going to die. You're not going to live very long doing this. You got to play from the pocket. And he was the running quarterback that learned to stay in the pocket because Young was a pure passer. He could do that. Whereas what you're saying in general is 100% right. In general. But Steve Young is the outlier. But running quarterbacks don't win shit. You are correct. Built with Isaiah Wynn injury-prone. Armstead never finished a full season average or below in Jackson. I think Jackson is actually average or above, actually, not below. So, and the whole thing with Armstead, Kendall Lamb has played fantastic, and he filled in nicely. So you have the insurance policy for the 3, 4, 5 games that's Ron Armstead. So that's gone. Isaiah Wynn, yeah, He's had some injury history. He did play his best football here of his career. Played here, which is pretty cool. Lots of players around the league deal with injuries, man. What are you going to do? You think you're going to draft and sign everything perfect? It's not going to happen. All I know is this is the best team you've had in a long, long time. Overall, the team. To nitpick about one thing or another, really the problems with the line has been that they've been injured at the end of the year. If they were healthy, it'd be a whole different ball game. And really not the Teron Armstead one, because Kendall Lamb's healthy. I'm fine with that. You know, you're not losing that much with Kendall Lamb. He's practiced well, by the way. So I'm not that concerned as some of you are. I just think they need a little luck this year that they haven't had in the last 2 years. It's been too crazy, bro, last 2 years. Suit is the dress code in court. It is my version of the work boot. There you go. Chris says, Big O is my spirit animal. Thank you, sir. That's very kind of you. Oh, did you watch Deadpool and Wolverine? Supposedly, I think that's what they bought tickets for today. I think that's where I'm going at 5:30. So 5:30, I think I'm watching the Deadpool movie. That's what it is. I thought the original was all right. My daughter loves it. My wife loved it too. I thought it was all right. I didn't think it was as good as people said it was, but hey, man, I'm going to go hang out with my daughter and my wife, and that's all I give a shit about. So it'll be cool. Florida is the land of outlets. Yes, we love our outlets, bro. Love our outlets. Let's see. Karun says, agree with True Fin Fan. I myself am a bargain hunter when it comes to shopping. I would be a horrible owner of a pro team, needless to say. Rosenda says, can never understand how kids spend a lot of money on shoes, clothes, and games. Oh, well, hey, Rosendo, you know, when I was a young man in my teens and I wanted to go clubbing and all that kind of stuff, I wore nice clothes. Okay? I wore nice clothes. So I back in the day, I did some of that. As I got older, I just, I didn't give a F anymore at that point. I'm not on the hunt or the prowl, dude. I've been with the same woman for 36 years. That's not on the agenda. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not going to the club anymore. I'm not out there searching for the babes or anything like that. So, I dress clean. I dress decent. I just don't spend a world of money like I used to anymore. But I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that I never did it myself. I did it when I was young. When I was young, yeah, because it was like, that's what you thought was the thing that you should do. You're going to Club 1235 or Ovo or Joseph's or, whatever it is, Confetti's, whatever that I went to over the years. Alexander, Mystique, you had to go dressed to the nines, Even if I had to go to Los Quinces, I had to go dressed to the nines, So I did my share back in the day. Shopping at Burdines and Macy's, and sometimes me tiraba el peo más alto que el culo and go to Bal Harbor or something, Yeah, dude, I did that stupid shit. For sure. For sure. The 80s, man. There's nothing that exceeds like excess. Welcome to the 80s, baby. So, yeah. Definitely. It was good. Enjoy the movie. It's funny. All right, Gus. Thank you. Thank you very much. The new movie is phenomenal, says Skylar. I'm seeing Tua quicker and sharper in camp. Yes, he is quicker. He looks like he can move faster. He's slinging it quicker. Today, he threw one that was way late. And so he waited too long to let it go. It felt incomplete, but it was like 55, 60 yards in the air. But it died. And it was one where he waited too long on those. So, he's an anticipatory thrower. So he has to be in rhythm in order to be effective, like any anticipatory thrower. Let's be honest. When you're a teenager, we all cared about how we looked, even if it emptied our pockets. Amen. Amen. The new Deadpool and Wolverine movie is pretty good, says Oscar. So you all are giving it thumbs up there. Okay. When I was in middle school, I checked the prices of every clothing my mother was buying. It would hurt me to have to spend her money on me. I made her buy the cheapest stuff possible. She worked hard. You're a good man, True Fin fan. You're a good man. And when there isn't as much, you don't want to necessarily make sure it's all on you, and you want it to spread around. So it's, your heart's in the right place, my brother. There's no doubt about that. For the people that think you're cheap, ask them if they'll spend their own money on you. Exactly. Yep. I'm with you there. Deadpool and Wolverine is a resurrected Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'll fight anyone who says otherwise. Damn, you sound very Dave Lamont there. And I'll fight anyone. So, by the way, just a little side note, because we were talking about it on Twitter yesterday, and this is something that's going to make people feel uncomfortable because you're wrong. Terribly wrong. And so, again, I don't care about red or blue. I really don't. But I do like to call it like I see it. And all of you that are picking on Kamala Harris for the border stuff, and you think she's some kind of border czar, it's just some stupid title they gave her. Vice presidents have no power. None whatsoever, dude. You think she can call in the National Guard or hundreds of military or hire a whole bunch of border patrol? If the president can't do it, the House and the Senate can't do it. They can't come to an agreement. And then the other guy that's running squashes it. Do you think that little vice president is going to have the power to move the mountains that the entire government can't move? So I know it's convenient to pick on her and blame her for that. Bro, you blame Biden for that. That's who you blame. She had nothing to do with it. All vice presidents are there for PR and foreign relations. Nothing else, dude. Nothing else. So you just sound like idiots thinking that she had any power there. She was there for foreign relations of it. The problem is they gave her some stupid name and the media ran with it, and then obviously the left is having fun with it. But you sound stupid because you think she has more power than the House and the Senate, who really could do something at the border, or the president? No. Vice presidents never have any power. Like Dick Cheney or something, that they had him run the war or something. But outside of that, vice presidents do nothing. They're just figureheads. I find it hilarious to think that all of a sudden she was going to run the entire border or some shit. It's so stupid, bro. People are just ridiculous. By the way, just throwing it out there. Not that I have anything personal to gain from it, because, if Trump gets in, they're pro-Bitcoin, I win. Okay? Maybe the country doesn't. Society doesn't. Our economy doesn't. But the Bitcoiners will win. Kamala Harris, you should pick Josh Shapiro from Pennsylvania, okay, as your running mate. One, he's a good talker, good dude, all that stuff, but pro-Bitcoin. He is one of the leaders of mining, and he's one of the few Democrats that actually is pro-Bitcoin. Not that I, have a horse in this race, but, I want to protect myself and all of you out there that are investors, Because in the end, whichever one of these two idiots get in, they're going to print $10 trillion and kill us. But if she hires Josh, then she's leaning more into the crypto. She's not going to hire Josh and say, no, we're going to keep shitting on crypto. That would make no sense. So if she hires Josh, he has the experience and all that stuff. Pennsylvania is one of the leading mining states in our country. So, again, this is not red or blue. This is about gold. It's about this. It's all I give a shit about. Red or blue ain't going to do anything for me. Okay? They're both going to print $10 trillion and bury my ass. Okay? And by the way, strategically, I know the whole swing state stuff and all that. I follow all this. You don't want to get Mark Kelly from Arizona. Do you know why? Get the old story out. This was the election nobody wanted to see. 2 old farts, 2 old stories. You got to hear it over and over. Everybody's tired about it. Now they don't have to hear Biden's anymore. And all they hear is Trump repeat the same shit he's been repeating for years. Nothing new, nothing. There's nothing there. It's all the same crap. Nobody wanted to see Biden. Nobody wanted to see Trump. So what you don't want to do, you want to go Josh to go younger. You don't want to go Mark Kelly because that's older. So that way, if something happens to Kamala, oh, wait, but you have an old guy in place. No. You attack him with Josh, and you have 2 younger. And that's that way, anything happens to Kamala, Josh is ready to go. And he's younger. And you're building for the future if he has any aspirations for anything else. But for me, that's my politic, baby. If you haven't figured it out yet, I don't care about no stinking elephants and no stinking donkeys. Don't care about no donkey. Don't care about any of them. Care about you. All of you out there. Americans, Bahamians, Argentines, El Salvador, wherever you're at watching the show. Germans, your government sold all your Bitcoin. You've got your GDPs going down and your inflation's going up. Way to go, Germany. Dumbasses. There's some stupid mofos and governments all over the world, bro. You think it's only here? Oh my God. You guys don't even follow what goes on here. I follow what goes on here and like 20 other governments. Shit that goes on is crazy. It's not just here, man. It's all over the place. But that's my suggestion, Kamala. Pick Josh. That way, if the orangutan wins, and if Kamala wins, that's my president right there. That should be yours. Because the one you're voting for ain't gonna do shit for you. Oh man. All right. All she had to do was go show up there and no one would be able to say anything yet. She avoided it. Well, no, she hasn't dug her own grave yet because she reached out to she's reaching out now to what's it called? Silicon Valley and all that. So she is making some inroads in other ways. You know what I'm saying? She has 100 days. She has an opportunity to explain it on her platform that what she's going to do. She doesn't have to do it right at that moment. It would have been better, don't get me wrong, to get the momentum going. But like I said, if she picks Josh, then she might be leaning towards being more accepting of crypto. The Republicans are already accepting of crypto. So I know that. So if you people vote in the orangutan, then I know I got that. But if you vote her in, I don't know if she's going to be pro or not. I think she is, actually. I'm getting the feeling she reached out to Mark Cuban to find out more about it all and what she can do. So to me, and it looks like they're not selling it anymore. They moved their Bitcoin to store. So what happened here? What happened? I don't know. All right, nothing there that I see. Anyway, so let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Either way, none of us are going to win. I mean, the Bitcoiners will win, but neither one of those two are going to really. They can't get us out of the hole that, well, one of them helped put us in. The other one will contribute to it. That's all. Seems like it's heading towards a Josh Shapiro being the VP pick. I would pick. He's a slam dunk. Slam dunk. Tomahawk slam dunk. He is by far the best candidate. And the whole swing state stuff also. But he comes off great, dude. He just, man, he can communicate with people. He's good. He's definitely good. Yeah, Kamala Shapiro, Kosa, not might. They're going to win. They're going to win. They're going to win. I thought it was, for sure Trump when Biden was, but now, yeah, it's the same old stuff. It's going to get, it's tired. He hasn't grown his base at all. All he does is cater to his base. He doesn't try to reach out to the moderates and the people in the middle to expand. Dude, Nikki Haley's PAC went to Kamala Harris. I'm sorry. The Nikki Haley PAC. She left and they said, F that, we're not supporting Trump. They went to the Democrats. The Nikki Haley. She tried to convince them to not do it. And they went to Kamala. Dude, the last couple of months, Nikki wasn't even in the race and she was taking 18, 20, 22% of the vote from Trump. If that's not an FU from your own people, I don't know what is. So he doesn't do anything to win the people in the middle. He does all the far right stuff. That's all he ever does. That's all he ever does. And all the people that support him are all into the far right stuff. And they're all good with whatever he says. Oh, police, immunity. I wonder how the black community feels now. Because some people in the black community, oh yeah, we're gonna go pro-Trump. Yeah, you want pro-Trump? Immunity for police? They can just go out and do whatever they want and no responsibility? Wow. So he doesn't really cater to the people in the middle. So he'll never grow the middle. He's gonna lose. He's going to lose. I already predicted that yesterday. He's going to lose. And with Shapiro, they will lose and lose huge. Huge. Okay? Oh, they're going to lose huge, bro. Huge. They're going to lose. Yeah. Because there's nothing in that party. It's led by that guy, and he doesn't allow anything to grow. There's no plan. There's no nothing. Everything's very general, nothing whatsoever. And it's all the same complaints. So it's a tired message. And people didn't want to hear Biden and they don't want to hear Trump. And that's where the Democrats, they figured out, bro, we got to dump this guy. And they got rid of him. And they were smart. The Republicans, they got on this boat and it was going to survive for them because of Biden. Now, forget about it. It's the Titanic. It's a sinking ship. And then you got Vance going after, women. It's like, you dumbass. That's a group of people you need to vote for you. They're not very smart. It's that part of the party is about the dumbest group I've ever seen politically in my 57 years of existence. I've never seen a dumber group of individuals than those far right people. I mean, they just do stupid shit after stupid shit after stupid shit. I mean, the far left is a bunch of morons too, but man, these people thoroughly embarrass themselves all the time. And so, yeah, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. And if she adds Josh, it makes the ticket stronger. It makes the ticket because a lot of people will think that Josh is better than her. So that's where she's going to gain from that. Plus the whole Pennsylvania thing too. So yeah, it's crazy shit. Let's see. Oscar Millie hasn't done, he's in a real issue right now. And his country's much bigger than El Salvador and all of that. His problem, the hyperinflation there went to like, crazy amounts. But that's a currency that completely it flatlined. So there's no way to go but up. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Obama taking over and the stock market's at 8,000. There was nowhere to go but up. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of one of those things. Where Argentina was, can you get any lower than that? I doubt it. So it is what it is. Let's see. I think the only reason Trump is running again is to stay. Oh, for sure, it's to stay out of prison. There's no doubt about that. And he had it. He had it won. It was all his, dude. He was going to beat Biden. No doubt about it. Biden got really old, really fast, really useless, and the guy couldn't carry 2 sentences. So yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But the Dems got lucky that they hadn't had their convention yet. So until they get to the convention, it's not official. And they've got, another 20-something days or something to the convention. So when they do that, that's when it's official. So they got lucky. And they were smart enough to not stay with him and say, Mr. President, you got to go, bro. You got to go. You got to go. And he's gone. Lions veteran defensive end John Comiskey is out indefinitely with the torn MCL, according to Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo. He's set to have surgery. The belief is he's out 5 to 6 months, which does open the door for a potential return for the playoffs. But for now, the focus is rehab. Football sucks, dude. Football sucks. It's just that we love the sport and all that stuff, but man, it is a brutal sport. It is brutal. Let's see. Screw Haley. Well, Sam, it's ignorant to say screw Nikki Haley. Instead, if the orangutan actually acted like a decent human being and tried to maybe get along with the people in your own, instead of, oh no, we don't need them, we don't need this, and now you lost them because that's what he said. Oh, we don't need you. Yeah, you do, you idiot. And if you think you don't, Sam, I am, bro, you're a fucking moron. You paying attention? Seriously. Like, you need every vote possible. Dude loses everything. You know what I mean? So it's like you lost by 3 million votes to Hillary, and Hillary's terrible. You got in because of electoral. You lost by 7 million by Biden, bro. Trump tried to put 7 people in the midterms. All 7 lost. 4 Republicans dropped out this year, which then gave them the edge of only 1 seat when they had like 5. Why? Because of the far right, because of the way they act. They were embarrassed. They don't want to deal with them anymore. If you don't think you need it, if you think screw Haley, bro, that's some stupid shit, dude. Screw your own people in the party. You're just as ignorant as the orangutan is. That's why the stupidity runs throughout that damn group of people, bro. It's amazing how catastrophically stupid you people are. No. Wow. The pack went to the Democrats. Screw Haley. You're not very bright, bro. You should say, man, our guy Trump is screwing up. That's what you're supposed to say. Damn, Sam, I am. You're not very bright to figure that out, dude. Shame. Oh, are you optimistic or pessimistic about the future as a human race? Completely pessimistic. Completely pessimistic. Sorry, don't have a lot of hope for us in general. Everybody makes the wrong decisions all the time in our society. Doesn't matter where it's at; it's a disaster everywhere, bro. You know. So yeah, no, I don't have a lot of. There's not enough good people, unfortunately. We have too many people that are outweighing what goes on with us. True Fit Fan says, not going to lie, when you read that lion injury, I farted and slightly pissed my pants for 1.3 seconds. I thought it was a dolphin. So, yeah. People, well, this is a proven fact throughout history. People vote on how they're doing economically. If the Dems don't turn around the economy, there's no way they're going to win. Okay. I just gave you the entire history. The guy loses everything. Everything. Okay? Nikki Haley voters were still voting when she wasn't even in the race. He had a lead, a comfortable lead on Biden. He lost the whole lead now in the first week and a half of Kamala in the race. Brother, if you want to live in denial, that's fine. I don't care about either one. I'm just calling it objectively. You guys can get pissed off, think I'm picking sides. Both sides suck. But I see what I'm seeing. I'm telling you what's going on. The guy's lost everything. Doesn't win at anything. The one time he won, he got lucky that he got an electoral. But he didn't win popular. He never wins popular. And he's gotten less popular as time has gone on. It's just the Trumpies don't know that because they live in their own echo chamber. That's why. So, you know, what can I tell you? And by the way, inflation's down to 2%, even fudge numbers. What are you going to do? You know, not that I believe them, but, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, it's crazy. You said it. You win the electoral, not the popular vote. There is a lot of Americans that have voted conservative in elections. Yeah. But hey, Rosendo, if you want, you know where I broadcast, right? Bring money. I'd love to take your money. Bring money. I'll bet you that Harris wins. If you want to bet money economically, let's go. Bring it. I'm at Hialeah. I'm at Canesware tomorrow. Bring it. Bring it. Back it up. Bring the money. Let's go. I'll take it on. I see it all, bro. I don't choose sides. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. I'm objective, completely objective about it. One horse in the race. Right there. That's my horse. It ain't no donkey and it ain't no elephant. So, you know, bring the money. I'd love to take the money. Love to take the money. That way I use the money I win off of you, Rosendo. I'm buying a little extra Bitcoin because I know I'm going to easily win. My God. You think they're going to elect the guy that over the weekend said that, vote for me now. You'll never have to. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it so good that you'll never have to do it again. In one weekend, he said that and said that immunity for police. How much more crazy shit is going to be said from now to the election? He's making it easier for them, bro. You won't win any of the people in the middle, and they'll vote for Kamala. So bring the money, bro. Bring it. If you want to back it up, bring it, Rosendo. love to take your money, bro. It's a layup, absolute layup, super easy. It couldn't get any easier. The pick at the point, and it'll only get easier as time goes on. And if she picks Shapiro, it's definitely over. Definitely over. Yeah, a lot of personality, no personality. Yeah. Forget about substance. None of them have substance, but yeah. Big O, you got to display us your Dolphins hat collection. I know you got some gems. Well, just catch me every day. I put them all on. Put on different ones. Big O, Cardinals look good. I think we're going 9-8. Dude, it's up to the kid. Can he, I've always been a Kyler Murray believer as a passer. Okay? He can pass the ball. He's not a runner. See, that's the difference. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Josh Allen. I know he doesn't have the size or anything, but my point is he runs when it's like there's no choice. If not, he'll scramble back there to throw. That's what I love about Kyler Murray. Now, his lack of professionalism and commitment and all that kind of stuff, supposedly he's grown up and he's really looking at everything and studying his playbook and all that kind of stuff. If he wants to be a pro, he can play. Because I'll tell you one thing, I was wrong about him to a certain extent, and I wasn't to another extent. I was always worried with him, his durability, because he was so small. And nobody could catch him, and finally he had the big injury. So it kind of came to light what I was worried about. But overall, he has a gift that he can buy himself time back there, man. He can pass the ball. I'm not one of those guys that's a Kyler Murray hater or a disbeliever, but I will say if he doesn't want to be a professional, he'll never get to be a great quarterback. But he can pass the ball. That's the key for him. That's where I would look at him that way, Chris. I got an autographed Tua jersey that says Trump wins. Well, bring it. I don't know how you're going to get the Tua autographed jersey because I don't have one and I can't get one. So I want money. And a lot of you talk a lot of shit and none of you ever show up, but you talk a lot of shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Talk is cheap. I'm the guy out in public all the damn time. I can be easily found. So I always hear a lot from you guys. I never see any of you people ever show up because you run your mouths. And then when it comes to backing it up, you don't back it up. So, what the hell? Big O reruns for hats. LOL. No ifs, ands, buts. Trump will win hands down. If he doesn't, we won't even have a football season to talk about next year. Well, I don't know why won't that happen? Why? Because Trump people act like animals? Oh, that's right. They attacked the White House. I mean, the Capitol. Oh, I see. Everybody else just, they lose and next person up. But, obviously with David, he, is kind of dense like the other ones. Ocala Joe says, Big O, I'll stake your bet. I appreciate you. None of them will show up, bro. It's all cheap ass talk. It's always the same shit. Anyway, Big O, how did you go from working at an organization that won 6 Super Bowl titles to a team that's been around since 1898, only won a championship before the AFL merger? Cardinals defense looks good. Working at an organization that won 6 Super Bowl titles. I never worked at an organization that won 6 Super Bowl titles. You confusing me with somebody else or something? Do you understand that question? I don't know what he says.
He's saying, how did I go from an organization?
Oh, him. Oh,
I believe Chris Jordan. Isn't that the truck driver with the...
Oh, that's right. He's the truck.
Patriots. He drove for the Patriots, I believe, and now he's with the Cardinals.
Good memory. That's right. That's why. Now I got you, Chris. That's funny. Pat says I'm as dumb as a green stump, yet I will still vote for Orange Trump. Sam, I am. I mean, listen, you guys can vote for whoever you want. I'm just saying what I think I see there. You know, I see the other side has the clear advantage now, not an advantage, a clear advantage, and if she gets Shapiro, people just want change, bro. Overall, in general, they didn't want any of these two old farts. You got rid of one, unfortunately, they didn't get rid of the other. That's how Republicans could win, if they actually took out Trump. You know what I'm saying? But of course, it's, you know, they're too afraid. So it's just one of those things. Once they lose, then that stuff will die out too. Let's see, Big O. I'm hoping I have need on Seattle next week. I hope I can get back up what I've said. Oh, I hope back. Okay. So we might get next week. Okay, I got you. Okay. All right. Big O, we don't want the left hand of wonder. Ha ha ha. If you see in public, since you left, your fact jab is the right and the left hand is the hook. Yes. Basically, that's happened. That's what happens to Americans. Yes. Bam, bam, left and right, just clock us every 4 or 8 years or whatever it is. Big O, where's your money on the Dolphins winning the Super Bowl? I already bet that. I already took the Dolphins winning the Super Bowl. I forgot what the odds were, to be quite honest. I'm not exactly sure what the odds were. But anyway, it is what it is. All right. We are out of here. We thank Manny Navarro. We thank Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend. We thank all of you, as always, for tuning in. We will see you all tomorrow morning, actually. And we'll be at 11 a.m. live from Canesware. All right. That's 2655 South University Drive in Davie. So come on out and check us out. And we'll be there till, I don't know, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that. So come on by. We go live at 11 a.m. Y'all be good out there. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
This is the Big O Show.